When you see your boy the Grizz, you know what it is, what it do, what it is. Yes, indeed, I am the Grizz. Welcome back to Yesterday Today. This, of course, is the show where we bring you some of the biggest gaming news you may have missed from Yesterday Today. And I'm really excited to talk today because today we get a Nintendo Direct. It's time to speculate, baby. So we got a lot of news today, so I want to go straight through it and dig right into it, too. Hogwarts Legacy has broken some records on Twitch, being the most single-player game watched with 1.3 concurrent million viewers. And here's something coming from the Insider Gaming. With the game only available for those who pre-ordered the deluxe edition, interest in Hogwarts Legacy is at an all-time high. Hogwarts Legacy has officially broken an all-time Twitch record for being the most watched single-player game with 1.3 million concurrent viewers. Now, I'm happy that the game actually came out and people are enjoying it. But one thing I will say is, if you feel strongly about whether people should buy it or not, don't ruin anybody else's day. If people want to support something, that doesn't mean you have to speak up and just be mad at them. Let people enjoy what they take their own money with. And as Tabitha Brown usually says, have a good day, but if you can't, don't you go messing up nobody else's. I think y'all should take that advice, because I damn sure do. So, shout out to all my Madden players. I'm not a Madden player myself, but I already know what it is when it comes to Madden, right? But I got a question for y'all, right? Y'all play Madden every year. What would you feel like if Madden went free to play? Nothing? You don't know? Well, Modus is publishing a game, and they're going to go ahead and get right in front of it, called Maximum Football, a free-to-play football game. Let's just read from the tweet here. Catch the first look at Maximum Football ahead of its release to Steam Early Access this spring. The free-to-play football simulation allows players to fully customize their team, recruit their dream roster, and take it to the gridiron locally or online. Now, honestly, I don't know. Is this a bad idea? I don't know, because I know if EA did this, they would monetize it to all hell, and that would be kind of trash. But this needs to be handled well. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of live service games, but if this is executed well, it can be done well, and I hope it doesn't fail. I don't want to see any more live service games failing. I hope that this can entertain a certain crowd. Maybe people are tired of playing Madden. They want their alternative. 2K has been working on their alternative, but it's not out yet. So maybe if Modus, you can try it on Steam Early Access later this year. And let me know how you think about that. Let me know if this is your vibe, especially if you're a football dude, because a football person, I should say, because, well, it's good to see some other options, isn't it? So yesterday, IGN released their IGN First with 9 minutes of Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Now, I really didn't want to, but I had to go ahead and watch it just for the content of the channel, and yeah, it looks awesome. Now, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order was a really great game. But go figure, I never finished it. But I do have an excuse there because I got it upon release. In fact, I got it even a little earlier and played through a good chunk of it, and then there was some huge bugs that was there early on in the release, and it just kind of pulled me out of it, and I never really got back to it. But I played through a really huge chunk of the game, and I do intend on finishing the game because I really loved it when it did get patched up and I played a little bit more. But this new game looks awesome. It's definitely a sequel. I mean, you got him, you see him going on the planet. You see him going on a new planet, and you see him creatures, and you fighting creatures and droids and people, and I think a droid along the line of the General Grievous, maybe, but they didn't have all the arms. But listen, this looks absolutely fire. He's switching between the dual lightsaber handled, and then he splits it into two. It's really awesome. It kind of looked like he kind of floated a little bit when he spun around like a helicopter. I'm really interested in this. I'm a bit of a Star Wars junkie, a fake Star Wars junkie, if you will. Like, I don't really know all the planets and which movie happened, what happened in which movie, but I love Star Wars. I love The Mandalorian. I love the shows. I love the movies, I guess. Not the third trilogy, and I absolutely love the game. So I'm super excited about this, but Star Wars is definitely my vibe. If there's swords, lightsabers and stuff, it's my vibe. But if it's yours, let me know down in the comments below. So Bobby Kotick probably the game industry's least favorite person. He decided that he was going to speak out against the CMA and the FTC and everybody in the EU that's been trying to, take a closer look at the merger, and, they basically trying to, appeal to PlayStation. But I definitely want to talk to y'all a lot about that. So Bobby Kotick was recently on CNBC, and he actually said some things, and this is actually a good breakdown from VGC, and it says, over the last 10 years, the business has evolved to being principally on phones, and so those are much more accessible. So I think that you're going to see is people will be playing games. They're mainly for free, and the question is, how much premium content will they consume? And I don't think that we really know. But I think the good news is the industry has largely evolved from a business that was about the specialist devices to these very broad appeal devices. Kotick said he thinks that regulators scrutinizing the deal have failed to grasp this and are somewhat confused about who's competing with who in the games business. And back to Bobby Kotick, he said, whether it's the FTC or the CMA or the EU, they don't know our industry, so they're trying to come up to speed and understand the industry better. And lastly, I don't think they fully appreciate that it's a free-to-play business, that the Japanese and Chinese companies dominate the industry. You look at Sony, you look at Nintendo, they have these huge libraries of intellectual properties. Sony studios go back 80 years. Nintendo has the very best characters that exist in video games. Man, I really don't like to agree with him, but damn, that was a good point. I mean, you got to get, like, he's a CEO of Activision Blizzard, the people that own Call of Duty and everything like that. He should know his stuff, right? I don't know. I don't really have knowledge in this, but it sounds like he's making a lot of sense because they've been really against Xbox as far as this deal goes ever since they've announced it, and it's just been kind of annoying to hear. But I want to go over to Twitter about this one, right? And look at Colt Eastwood. But so originally he retweeted something from Florian Mueller, and it says Sony is officially fighting Microsoft's subpoena in FTC's Activision Blizzard merger case. Public filing confirms. PlayStation maker brought motion to quash on Friday. And Colton Eastwood is a popular person on Twitter, and he has a podcast and a YouTuber as well. And he actually made some really good points, and I want to read those out right quickly. And along with that retweet from Florian Mueller, he says, it sounds like Sony/PlayStation is hiding their monopolistic and anti-competitive practices. PlayStation hiked the worldwide price on consoles just after chip shortages ended and after declaring a miraculous profit made from each PS5 sold. PlayStation is striking exclusive deals on games and studios they do not own, holding content from Xbox and bought half of their studios. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII isn't on Xbox in the form of the remake. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't mind buying exclusives or studios whatsoever, but I do mind that they are trying to stop their direct competitor from growing by investment. So that actually kind of leads back into the point Bobby Kotick was trying to make. Like, simply, are y'all watching what they're doing? Because Sony is maybe a little slicker about it. And I've been saying this. I feel like Sony is trying to find a way to draw things out because they feel like eventually maybe people will come, they'll pay attention to it and they'll catch up. But then Bobby Kotick says they don't really know our industry, so they're trying to catch up to speed and understand what it is. But this is actually kind of juicy. You know how some people say I got the tea for you? Well, this is chicken and mac, and this is really heavy. I don't even really know what to completely make of it. I'm still kind of processing this myself, but this is really awesome. But if this is your vibe and you really have your own mindset on this, holla at your boy in the comments. Let me know what you think. Alright, so just going to let you know that the rest of this video is going to be pretty Nintendo heavy. And so with that, I'm going to start by saying the Nintendo Switch has now sold 122.55 million units. Passing the PS4, passing the Game Boy. I really do feel like it's going to pass the PS2. The PS2 was about 152, and they even felt like they were slowing down a little bit. But and they released their earnings, and here's a little breakdown from IGN, and it says the Nintendo Switch has now sold 122.55 million units, surpassing the PlayStation 4 and Game Boy to become the third best-selling video game console of all time. The figure was revealed in Nintendo's third quarter earnings report, which also announced that 994.30 million units of Switch software have now been sold. Having passed 122.55 million units, the Switch now sits behind just the Nintendo DS at 154 million units sold, and the PlayStation 2 was at 159. Now, okay, I was wrong about that number, 159. I thought 152. So I'm pretty sure that it'll pass the DS. No problem. It'll probably be really, really close. It'll probably cut it extremely close if it gets past the PS2. But I have faith because, well, let's get into the next news story. So Nintendo's numbers are down in console sales, maybe about 5 million from last year. But the thing is, it's at 122.55 million. There's not a lot people left, but at the same time, The Legend of Zelda comes out in May, and you know we're basically having hard times in the economy, but Nintendo is deciding to still give their employees a pay raise, and this is coming to you from Reuters. Nintendo promises 10% pay hike even as it trims profit outlook. And it says, the hefty pay hike comes amid calls by Prime Minister Fumio Kishida for Japanese companies to pay workers more as inflation takes hold in an economy used to years of deflation and stagnate wages, and as Japan prepares for its annual spring round of labor negotiations. And then, coming to you from Nintendo's president, it is important for our long-term growth to secure our workforce. From Shuntaro Furukawa. And he said that in the earnings. And hey, listen, that's fire. All right, give people their raises. I'd like a raise. Give people their raises according to the economy. There's been some heavy, wild inflation. People are starting to pay $70 for games, and I'm wondering if Nintendo's gonna go there. So shout out to the Nintendo employees, and I hope y'all getting everything that y'all deserve. This is the part of the video I couldn't wait to get because, woo, cheese on bread. We got a Nintendo Direct today at 5 p.m. Eastern. Just after today went up yesterday, Nintendo announced a Nintendo Direct over on Twitter, and it says, tune in at 2 p.m. PST tomorrow, February 8th, for a Nintendo Direct live stream featuring roughly 40 minutes of information, mostly focused on Nintendo Switch games launching in the first half of 2023. Bruh, the first half, 40 minutes? How much of that is Zelda? How much is not Zelda? Right? Because what if Zelda gets its own Direct? Are they going to talk about that special edition Zelda, OLED Zelda Switch that got leaked a couple months back? I'm mad interested. I mean, 40 minutes? I don't even know. Let's speculate here. We've been waiting for the strategy game that recently they kind of pushed it back because of what was going on in Ukraine and stuff like that. But Advance Wars, I'm waiting. They've been saying recently, some rumors going around that people are getting it in stores, and it might be a shadow drop because it's a whole year later. It might be a shadow drop, and I'm hoping that it's going to still be a big deal. It looks absolutely beautiful, and I know a lot of people are really excited because they're bringing it from the Game Boy Advance and ramping it up, and it actually looks really, really good. So I'm really interested in seeing what's going on. What can we see? Do we see Silksong? Is Silksong going to Hollow Knight? Silksong going to Switch first? Are we gonna see that finally? 40 minutes. I don't even know what to speculate here. You're giving me too much. But one thing I won't do is do what everybody does online. You get too damn excited, and then when you see it, you want to say it's underwhelming. You get underwhelmed. They ain't tell you they was going to reveal half of the stuff that you just brought up. It's okay to speculate and get your hopes up. First of all, I also want to say we might see Metroid Prime 4 because it's actually not listed on Amazon again. But I also hope that we just get to see Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3 remastered. Seriously, you end off the generation with that, and you start off the next generation with Metroid Prime 4. I promise you, that is a hit right there. Alright, I'm not going to promise you, I'm hoping, because I don't think Metroid doesn't typically sell very well in the US. But I will go back to that. People speculate. Don't get too hyped. Get excited about the fact that we're getting a Direct, but don't start raising your expectations because it ain't fair to Nintendo and it ain't fair to yourself. Chill out. Are you excited about this? Are Nintendo Direct your vibes? If they're not, I don't know why. So, but let me know down in the comments below. Alright? Yeah, this was a good video. It's a nice change of pace because people were getting laid off and then live service games are coming to it. And I'm happy to hear about all of this stuff. Nintendo giving people raises. There's a Nintendo Direct, and Legend of Zelda is coming out in a few months. Star Wars. We got a chance to see 9 minutes of Star Wars in a live service football game. I'm actually really interested in Hogwarts Legacy out here breaking records over on Twitch. Let me know if any of this is your vibe down in the comments below, because thank y'all so much for watching. And yo, I hate to say it, Bobby Kotick, he actually had a point, and I'm hoping that this acquisition goes through and it's not all about just Call of Duty. It's just let Xbox get some stuff. They need to actually properly compete, because they've been in 3rd place, let's just be honest, 3rd place since they started. So let me know what you think about everything in the comments below. If you are new here, hit that red subscribe button, then hit that notification bell and turn on all notifications so you know when your boy is posting Monday to Friday at 9 a.m. helping you get your work day started. And hit that like button, and don't hit that dislike. Go into them comments and let me know what you disagree with. Any of my opinions, let's have a healthy dialogue. Thank y'all so much for watching, and this video is for you.